Warriors fans, how we doing? Guess who's back? Back again. C-Train's back. Okay, hey, Dubnation, how we feeling? You got the Jeopardy song like on rotation because of the Kuminga contract holding pattern? Yeah, me too. But we're still going to talk some Warriors. Welcome back to C-Train Station. Welcome to C-Train Station. To those who are new, those who are subscribed, thank you so freaking much. You help make my dreams come true. You make C-Train Station go. You help to make C-Train Station go. Thank you very much. Let's talk some Golden State Warriors, though. Let's talk some brand new news and notes. It'll be sort of Kuminga-centric, but then we'll go a greater overview of the team. So, it is a fact that Jonathan Kuminga on August 12th, there was a tournament that was in Africa, and Jonathan Kuminga was supposed to represent Democratic Republic of Congo, the country where he is from, right? His country of origin, and he was supposed to represent. He didn't do that. And mostly because he wasn't under contract with the Warriors, right? He wasn't under contract with anybody. Hold that. Jonathan Kuminga has said, though, that he would be fine taking the qualifying offer, and it would have been, and that he wants to bet on himself. He even made an Instagram post and let everybody know. To probably let Shams know all about it because he always does that. Stop here. Just to let everybody know. So Jonathan Kuminga, if he took that qualifying offer, he could have played for Democratic Republic of Congo. So I will think it will be interesting if Jonathan Kuminga ends up taking the qualifying offer, because if he was always going to take it, why didn't he take it sooner and play with your country, your club, your country that you love so much? So that is just interesting. No more comments on that, just interesting. He could have taken that. It is physically possible that he could have taken the qualifying offer, which he said he was okay, and then played. Instead, he has not taken the qualifying offer and thus did not play for the country who he loves so much. Ask him. I mean, he wrote like a huge letter to the people, to the kids of Democratic Republic of Congo. He wrote a huge letter, but he chose not to represent them. That was a choice. He could have chosen to represent his country, right? He chose not to. And I'm going to think it's really interesting if he chose not to, and also he signs that qualifying offer when he could have signed it earlier and then chose to play for the squad. Just interesting. It's honestly just interests me because of the rumors that when you take it into also context with the rumors that he got injured and the injury wasn't that bad with the G League Ignite, but just essentially quit on the team. Then things start to sort of roll over. But we'll stop there. So Jonathan Kuminga still hasn't, the latest and greatest was he wanted 3 years, $82 million from the Warriors. The Warriors said no. Now, latest and greatest, just fresh, Ramona Shelbourne, I believe, reported this is just today, is that Joe Lacob reportedly told Jonathan Kuminga, quote, "We want you to be a Warrior for a long time." Joe Lacob just said this to Jonathan Kuminga. This is just a mock dialogue, and I'm going to be a little cheeky here because this is fun. Joe Lacob literally did. He said, look, Jonathan Kuminga, we want you to be a Warrior for a long time. Look at my mock conversation here. Let's have some fun with it. Hey, Joe Lacob, I want you, JK. I want you on the Warriors. I want you to be a Warrior. Jonathan Kuminga, okay, so you'll pay me, right? No problem. So you'll pay me. Okay, 3 years, $82 million, and we have a deal. You said that you want me to be, so 3 years, 82, let's do it, deal. Joe Lacob, no. Also, Joe Lacob, we need you, Jonathan Kuminga. We need you on the Warriors. I need you. I want you. And need you on the Warriors. That's Joe Lacob. Okay, Jonathan Kuminga, so you'll sign me to a deal, right? You just told me that you wanted and needed me, so you'll sign me to a contract, right? Joe Lacob. That's what it's been. That's like literally what just happened. It's mind-boggling, and we'll stop with that. I hope you got a little, I hope my little cosplay or whatever was somewhat entertaining, because it sort of magnifies how much of a joke this whole thing is in many ways, honestly. The only team to have not done anything, it's weird, it's weird. Anyways, let's move on, but the biggest loser out of all this is Stephen Curry, and by far, Dubnation. You, the person watching, you're losing out on this because an owner and an organization and a player are all bickering, and they are not all working together for the common goal of winning, when every freaking other team is doing that. And they've shown it. The Warriors aren't doing it, and they're showing that they are not doing it. This is cause for concern. So, and that's why we're the biggest losers out of this whole thing. Dubnation, C-Train Station, and Stephen Curry, the biggest losers out of this offseason. I'll tell you what. Other notes, though. This is important. It has been rumored that GP2, D'Anthony Melton, and Al Horford all have like gentlemen's agreements with the Warriors. Melton, GP2, and Al Horford. Let's get into that real quick. Let's just get into that. Let's talk about that. D'Anthony Melton's coming off of 2 major injuries. I'm going to say that one more time. D'Anthony Melton is coming off of not 1 major injury. He's coming off of 2 major in consecutive seasons. This will be a rehab season for D'Anthony Melton. Whether you like it, I don't like it. Do you like it? No. I'm sure he doesn't like it either. But that's how the body works. You don't just recover from like life alter, like you don't walk the same for a little while. Look, you don't just recover from that and then spring back to a starting role and just everything's fine and dandy. It generally, honestly, right, there are a few exceptions, but generally it doesn't work with that, especially with 2 major injuries, right? I can't expect anything from D'Anthony Melton. I can't expect anything. So like if I were the Warriors, I would say I would love D'Anthony Melton as a Santa Cruz Warrior to rehabilitate. And if he's great, then you call him up. That's not what the Warriors are going to do. The Warriors are saying, we hear that this is a rehab year because it has to be. We're not going to make it a rehab year. Go and suit up and I guess just like good luck. So that's going to be interesting. We'll see how that does. We'll see if this is all just rumors and speculation, but Al Horford as well. Let's break down Al Horford. The rumor is that he's considering retirement and has considered retirement. But like one of the only reasons that he's playing and that he'd play for the Warriors is because his son is a big Stephen Curry fan. So it's like just listen to me real quick. Listen, Al Horford has not said that he wants to be on the Warriors to win chips, man. I need more rings. I must have more rings. Steph needs more rings. What he said, he has not said that. What he has said is this. He said, hey, my son is a big Steph Curry fan, so I don't know. If I don't retire, I guess since I don't have anything else to do and we're hanging out with my son, I guess I'll just play with Stephen Curry. That's like what he said. I'm like, it's not precisely what he said, right? But that's more along the lines. So, hey, be my guest. Be my guest if that's going to be your guy. But look, Al Horford, here's a statistic, a fact that pertains to basketball. On the basketball court, Al Horford was shot 42%. He shot 42% from the field last season. That's like really, really, really bad. And for a big man, that's like absolutely atrocious. It's a sign that he's maybe possibly losing a step. How about this? At age 39, I believe he's lost a lot more than just a step. And here, I'm going to take it one step further when we're talking about steps. I do not think that Al Horford is an upgrade over Kayvon Looney. And when you talk about the fact that Kayvon Looney has had pre-pro, he's muscle memoried with Steph and Draymond Green, 10 or so seasons, right, with those guys. I don't think it's an upgrade. I don't think it's an upgrade because Kayvon Looney still has some aptitude, is younger, and just has that track record with actually playing with stuff. Now, look, I think Al Horford's going to fit in just fine, but this is not this big upgrade. The Warriors are not sparing no expense to get Steph Curry help. This is a dude whose son wants to play with Steph. Like, show me the other places where it says, so show me any source where it's like Al Horford has been in the gym nonstop because he wants to win a ring for and with Stephen Curry. It's not there. because he's a dude who wants to play with Steph, and I get it, man. I get it. But like, these are more truths. So like, okay, how about this? I'm telling you that. Like, okay, so let me rewind real quick. Search. Please do a Google search yourself. Al Horford's son wants him to play with Steph. And then do a Google search. Al Horford will spare it nothing to win another ring for Stephen Curry. He wants championships. One of the stories doesn't exist. It's the latter, the former with his son. It does exist. So it's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. It happens. C'est la vie, right? GP2. Number one, so here's the thing. Steph just goes over everything. The rumor is, Scoop or Scoop B, I don't know, is that Scoop dude from Twitter X? He has reported that Stephen Curry wants GP2 back. Then fine, Steph gets GP2 back. Done. That's done. Would I want him back? No, and I'll tell you why. GP2 averages 33 games played a season. Stop. It's an 82-game season. He averages 33 games. Any other employee who averaged he's got 8 seasons in the league, right? Any other employee who showed up to work less than half the time would be fired. I don't care who it is. I don't even care who it is. How about this? It's like, I mean, it's fine. No, we'll just stop there. But like, he's not a viable NBA player. You cannot be a viable NBA player and play less than half of the time. You cannot. He can't be depended on. He clearly can't be depended. He goes out with lingering things all the time. But look, I get it. Steph wants GP2 on the squad for vibes, and I can't blame him. Why can't I blame him? Because it's like Lacob, Dunleavy Jr., and Kuminga are destroying the vibes. You got to start somewhere again, right? Buddy Hield, Jimmy Butler, at least. Draymond, hopefully just not going Draymond on anybody. And hey, give Steph GP2. That's fine. But it doesn't, but like with all these, 2 of these guys were on the squad last season, right? Is this the market improvement? Is this the huge jump up, the jump up in talent? The Warriors needed to add talent. They needed to add depth. Have they done any of that? No. Now, hypothetically, with these players who they're signing, are they doing that with these hypothetical players? No. They're also not doing that with these hypothetical signings, who are these negotiated like gentlemen's agreements. So, is it likely that this team, this mock team who really doesn't have many players on it anyways and hasn't signed any, is it likely that they go deep in the playoffs? No. Absolutely not. Is it possible? Yes. It is so 100% possible that any Warriors team with Stephen Curry can go deep into the playoffs, because Stephen Curry is easily one of the greatest players to ever have graced a basketball court, period. Stop. And he's still like full peak powers. He's still good to go. So yeah, it's possible. Absolutely. And they can go on some good runs and whatnot. But if you look at a team as a whole, when I tell you that Horford shot 42%, and that rumors are sort of that he's doing it for his son, that GP2 and Melton are both coming off of injuries, and that GP2 is perennially coming off of an injury or injured, I cannot, in my good conscience, and then we take into the Jonathan Kuminga thing, which kills the vibes, destroys them completely. I can't in good conscience, as a C train that I am, say that these guys are ready to make moves in the West. No, that's not it at all. They're not ready to make moves in the West, but they still can be. And we don't need to be patient. It's their fault. Honestly, it's their faults. And they should have been proactive, and we don't need to be patient as Warriors fans. Seriously, they have set precedent now with the inability to make any moves. Other teams have restricted free agents, right? The Nets with Cam Thomas. Let's see, the Sixers with Grimes, the Bulls with Giddey. All those teams made moves. No excuse for the Warriors, so we will not give them an excuse. We will not honestly. The Warriors are going to reap what they sow, and I really, really, really hope that they can get things together in the next month, because they have about a month before things get dangerously close to not catastrophe, but like, this isn't going to be good, and no matter how many mock trades you make at the trade deadline, it's still not going to be good, right? However many Jimmy Butler, whatever, dichotomy changing things or whatever, paradigm shifts, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, good news. The Warriors made their huge move last season with Jimmy Butler. Bad news, they are stuck in a holding pattern. Good news, you always have a chance with Steph and Curry. Let's tie it up with a bow with a little bit of good news. The offseason still isn't over. We still have a month, a little over a month. We don't have to be patient, but it would behoove us to be, because we're going to be the only people that are damaging ourselves if we're impatient. So, hold Golden State to a high standard, but oh my gosh, go and do your thing, because it doesn't look like they're making any moves that soon. So, yeah, until next time, hopefully we will get some sort of movement, but movement or not, I sort of gave you the overview of what I thought of the Warriors with a few of those additions. Here's one addition, one name that I think might move the needle, even though he was also injured, Malcolm Brogdon. He's talented enough to actually tangibly move the needle for the Warriors. How many guards do they need, though? This is fun. This is very interesting. Don't worry about big men or anything like that. Don't worry about it, right? TJD will hold down the fort, right? Okay. Till next time, for your Golden State Warriors content, like, follow, subscribe. I'll see you next time at C-Train Station. But also, if there's one player who's still sort of a free agent who's out there, will you comment below and you want to see him on the Warriors? Comment below. Is there a free agent? Is there somebody that I'm missing? Is there somebody that we're all missing that you think would make an absolutely great Golden State Warrior? Please comment below. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'll see you next time. Have a great one.